heard was a 30mm cannon. A 30mm fires a high explosive, dual-purpose round. It is designed to destroy. To infill the additional security force of the Hellenic Marines. Apaches above provide air assault security, enabling freedom of maneuver in this contested environment. Each aircraft will demonstrate a different landing technique. One will land to the ground, and the team will exit. This technique proves invaluable when the harsh terrain, such as sloping mountains or high trees, prevent the helicopter from landing to the ground. This method is also used when the platform cannot support the weight of a helicopter. The Hellenic Marines have now neutralized most of the produced by Bell helicopters. It is one of the world's most widely produced helicopters and is still used by both the Hellenic and U.S. military. Up to about 5 minutes. As the battle handover is complete, the Apaches are performing 2 tasks to further enable this operation. The first is protection of the ground force commander. Overall configuration, the UH-60 mic, combat loading, capacity if the seats are removed. An air assault is a rapidly filled, an operation that rapidly fills combat power. Sees key terrain on the battlefield. On the HLZ's purple smoke. Rear leg injury sustained during the crash sequence. Prevents the helicopter from landing. Terrain such as sloping mountains, flooded areas, or densely wooded forests prevents helicopters from landing.
fantastic evidence of what I was talking about at Stefanovicio, which is both the unique operating environment that Greece provides, the way in which this range facilitates the enhancement of interoperability between the United States and our Hellenic Armed Forces allies, but also to see the quality of the cooperation, the way in which Hellenic and American forces were working together was for me tremendously impressive. It was good for me to hear from the 317 about the quality of cooperation which they have enjoyed here in Greece, some of the best anywhere in Europe, but also the unique opportunities created by the fact that our pilots are operating the same aircraft, that we use the same NATO nomenclature, and we are committed to fighting and working together. This exercise is going to feed in now as the 317 moves up to Poland, where it will be part of Defender 2020, the biggest deployment of U.S. troops to Europe in over 25 years. A deployment that demonstrates our strong commitment to freedom and stability in Europe and our commitment to our NATO alliance. It is a purely defensive exercise, demonstrating our ability to move a very large force from the United States to Europe to protect our allies and ensure NATO forces can operate together in peacetime and to prevent conflict. Again, this is all about interoperability. What we've seen today is also fantastic preparation for Defender 2021, which will be focused in Southern Europe, where Greece will play an important role by hosting part of the exercise. And we expect taking advantage of facilities including Alexandroupolis. So our work to develop interoperability with our Greek allies is critically important, and will be even more so in 2021 as we work together to celebrate the bicentennial of the Greek War of Independence. And I have to say, in closing, how tremendously humbling it is to be here at the foot of Mount Olympus, the home of the Greek gods, in one of the most beautiful corners of Greece. And I can promise, as soon as I'm back on my feet 100%, I'm going to get to the top. So thank you very much. I'll be happy to take a couple of questions. Committed to standing by Greece, to the security and prosperity of this country. The presence of our armed forces here today is a powerful indication of that. Prime Minister Mitsotakis, when he was in Washington, D.C., was very clear that he saw the MDCA not as a ceiling, but as a foundation to build for the future. We share that interest. We are now, first of all, we're going to consolidate what we've accomplished with the amendment to the MDCA. We will have a meeting of our Joint Commission in the weeks ahead, which will look at specific projects that we will undertake together, including at new facilities like Stefanovicio and Larissa and Suda Bay. And as we get that done, we also will continue to look at how we continue to develop capacity. The United States really believes in the idea that Greece is a pillar of stability. It is a linchpin of our strategy for the larger region. I was very interested to hear from General Kudras about the exercise last week and the involvement here not only of Greek forces but also of North Macedonia, of Albania, of Bulgaria, of Serbia. Greece plays a unique role in the Western Balkans as a stabilizing factor, but also a strong NATO ally. Here all day, I haven't been watching TV. I will catch up with them. I'm sure we will have something to say about it. The United States has been very clear. I've spoken about this as recently as yesterday on the unhelpful and escalatory nature of some of these Turkish actions, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what Turkey is planning at this stage.
Cover me.
One more. Will you take some action, sir, to stop Turkish provocations?
I think I just answered that question.
Huh?
I just answered that question.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a safe trip back, everybody. And again, thank you so much for joining us. And let me again offer my profound thanks to General Alumis and all of our other allies from the Hellenic Armed Forces, both for the fantastic philosophia, but also for the way in which they are helping us to improve our readiness and our capacity by building the ability of our forces to fight and work together.
Μια πολύ σημαντική άσκηση. Είδαμε το αποτέλεσμα του επίπεδου και της εκπαίδευσης των ελληνικών πληρωμάτων και των αμερικανικών. Αυτό είναι το αποτέλεσμα της συνεκπαίδευσης που είχε ένα μεγάλο διάστημα. Είναι η δεύτερη φορά που φιλοξενούμε συγκρότημα ελληνικών ελικοπτέρων και της μονάδας αποστήριξης στην Στεφανοβίκη. Αυτό που μπορούσα να πω, το αεροδρόμιο του Στεφανοβικίου αλλά και η ευρύτερη περιοχή είναι πολύ κατάλληλη εκπαίδευση των αμερικανικών πληρωμάτων και φυσικά συνεργασία με τα ελληνικά πληρώματα των ελικοπτέρων. Παρέχει όλες τις ανέσεις και μέσα από αυτή τη συνεργασία όλοι είμαστε κερδισμένοι. Εγώ θέλω να ευχαριστήσω τον Αμερικανό πρέσβη στην Ελλάδα, τον κύριο Πάη, για τη σημερινή παρουσία του εδώ πέρα και φυσικά όλη τη μονάδα, το προσωπικό από τον Αμερικανικό στρατό που συμμετείχε αυτό το διάστημα και συνεργαστήκαμε μαζί. Και πιστεύω ότι μέσα από αυτή τη συνεργασία προβάλλεται και η αμυντική διπλωματία και αποδεικνύεται ότι η Ελλάδα και από την στρατιωτική της δράση αποτελεί έναν παράγοντα σταθερότητα στην περιοχή. Θέλω να σας ευχαριστήσω όλους που σήμερα καλύψατε αυτή την σημαντική άσκηση και φυσικά όλους που είναι εδώ πέρα στο παρατηρητήριο.
Αρχηγέ, τι μήνυμα στείλαμε με αυτή την άσκηση?
Στείλαμε μήνυμα ετοιμότητας, αποτροπής και ότι η Ελλάδα μπορεί να συνεργαστεί και να οργανώσει ασκήσεις πραγματικά σε διεθνές πλαίσιο, όπως η άσκηση Μέγας Αλέξανδρος με συμμετοχή γαλλικών δυνάμεων και αμερικανικών, αλλά και πρόσφατα η άσκηση της Ομαλοδέρας με συμμετοχή αμερικανικών και βαλκανικών χωρών δυνάμεων που ήταν απόλυτα επιτυχής.
Αρχηγέ, σε τι βαθμό είναι, αν υπάρχουν οι συνομιλίες για περαιτέρω ενίσχυση με αεροπορικό υλικό της Αεροπορίας Στρατού από τους Αμερικανούς?
Πάντα υπάρχει μια διαχρονική συνεργασία και αρκετά οπτικά συστήματα έχουν πάρει την Αμερική και υπάρχει συζήτηση και για το στρατό ξηράς, τουλάχιστον μπορώ να πω διάφορα αιτήματα τα οποία είναι σε θετική πορεία για να παραλάβουμε αυτά τα οπτικά συστήματα στην Αμερική. Ευχαριστώ πολύ για την παρουσία σας.